Hi. Have you ever experienced a moment, not a fleeting feeling, which actually rewires the entire belief system and the way you look at life? Today I want to share one such moment which happened at the beginning of this year when I was going and visiting Mahakumbh. And I went with 4 of my very close friends, out of which one of them is a monk, Professor Surinil Ghosh, has actually built a global enterprise, did his PhD in AI and consciousness way back in 90s, and then donated all his wealth of $15 million and is now actually living on an everyday basis at 500 rupees, building bottom of pyramid entrepreneurs. And as we were walking, him and me, absorbed in the milieu of this whole humanity, I asked this seeker's eternal question: who am I? And he nonchalantly looked at me and said, how does it matter? A conversation which got sparked. He pointed towards the sky saying, this is the vast galaxies, millions of stars are there, and then billions of planets like Earth. So Earth is even a speck of dust. So if this Earth is a speck of dust, who are we? How does it matter? And then we kept on conversing from various contexts, and as I was walking towards the tent, he gently tapped on my shoulder and said, Dheeraj, this vast universe is so huge and we are so infinitesimally insignificant that our action, inaction, and in fact, no action has no bearing on the universe. So nothing matters. And if nothing matters for self and we do an act for someone for whom it still matters, that act of altruism can help you to understand the bliss of universe. With loads of questions and in next 2 hours going for the dip, I just walked towards my tent and slept. Early morning, 6 o'clock, we went to the ghat, handful of us. And as I walked towards the Ganga, I realized it's 2.5 feet, 6 feet, 1 inch. How do I take the dip? And I was just thinking, ki kis ke liye dip lena hai? How many people have asked me to say that when you go there, you should take the dip for me, etc., etc. I'm not a very ritualistic person. But I thought I will just sit down and meditate, and I will think of all the people I actually want to have this dip for. I started with my ancestors, parents, kids, better half, cousins, friends. And as I was thinking, the names were floating in my mind, and suddenly I realized that when it comes to crux, when you ask something very important to God or something which is limited, a priority sets in and actually things matters. And I was thinking that as I will walk out of the river, I will tell Swamiji that no, things matter if we take the context of ours into the picture. And as I was thinking this, suddenly an act of his came to my mind, because whenever he meets, he takes a picture, he shakes hands or he folds, touches you, and he says, blessings of universe to you, your loved ones, your family, and any life you have touched. And then he chuckles that since I am touching your life, the blessings comes to me also. Very smart way to get blessings of the universe. And I thought, I should have just taken that magga from the bathroom so that I could have done 50 pores. 50 years has gone. Pehle saal mein jiska life touch kiya, second saal mein jisse life touch kiya, I'll put those 50 maggas on me. And that's why I will be able to do for everyone a dip, and I will also be able to get the punya for everyone which I have touched my life. And as I was thinking, strangely enough, there is a lota or kalash which was touching my feet. I held it. I mean, billions of people, pouring those lotas. I'm sure it was not a manifestation or a magic, but it just came at that point of time. And I took it, I completed my 50 pours, and I walked out. As I walked out, one of my colleagues from IIT who was with me asked me, Dheeraj, did you got this lota with you? And I said, no, I was just thinking like what if I take the dip for everyone, every life I touched? And I was thinking I should have the magga, so that's why I just got hold of this lota, which was floating. Now there was a pandit there, and he immediately said, Dekho Ganga Ma se jo mangte ho mil jata hai. First thought I came to my mind, yaar, $1 billion mange hote. What the heck I asked for? And as I was walking out, I saw Swami Surinil smiling at me and said, Dheeraj, What are you experiencing? How was the experience of this holy dip? And that was the moment which felt like eternity, which rewired the way I think, because I was feeling very blissful. And that's where I realized my identity as a growth consultant. I actually solve problems of enterprises, works with the entrepreneurs and business people to create wealth. But what if we make a small shift where we solve the problems, we create wealth, but not for personal gains, but for shared prosperity? India, in fact, is an entrepreneurial society. We have as many problems and as much of potential both come together. We are like a bamboo shoot. I always believe that India is like a bamboo shoot, which is growing for eternity. And it keeps on growing till it doesn't, because then it explodes. And I think India is at that pivotal moment. So much of aspirations, so much of passion and energy. What we need is that one shift where we understand, every entrepreneur of this society understands that capital flows towards the beacon of trust. And we don't create businesses to make money. We create spheres of trust, consistency, and ownership. Of all said and done, we have looked at the trade war, right? Between China and US, China has all the might of manufacturing, innovation, world's factory, and US is holder of global currency. Why? Because they have the audacity to wash their dirty linen in public. We don't know anything about China. And that's where the currency we trust is dollar. I don't know whether it remains like that or not, but does India has a chance in next 15 years to have that beacon of trust? And that depends on each one of us as an entrepreneur, that we really create a trinity of clarity of purpose, alignment of all the stakeholders, and execution muscle to serve the purpose which we are there. And as I was walking back from there to the airport, I was in my mind knowing that there is no more deep reflection, but a strong resolution. And I resolved on that day that I will serve entrepreneurs who has the audacity and daring to go beyond their personal gains, who actually can make two bold commitments. One, there is a three-way separation of powers, where shareholders don't influence the execution, where management takes the accountability for the outcome, and board is truly independent and actually becomes the voice of their conscience for the purpose the business was created. And the second commitment, that a part of the growth and the wealth you create actually goes towards the future of nation building, building wealth for those communities which is at the bottom of pyramid. And my dear friends, I don't think so that it's just a dream. As I speak, it is not about creating Infosys and Wipro, which has done it, which has created the institutions. But as I stand here, I'm working with 4 startups. One, which is reimagining India, lakes, which were considered to be dump yards. In every city we find them, to build them the communities of blue skies, communities of entertainment and experience centers of happy times. And by the way, they are also building micro entrepreneurs in the boatman. The second business which we are talking about is converting cafes into holistic wellness and health consulting centers, using AI interface and having this one small conversation to make that shift, to create that moment of resolution and not reflection. The third is to actually look at the financial and accounting data and create sustainability to be investability, and use the GST and accounting data to convert into collection centers for carbon emission, and in the process build the largest carbon exchange and AI process lab. And finally, a platform which can nurture innovation, which can convert intangible assets into tangible assets just by a click of button and use of AI, because it reads all the patents which has been filed till date across the globe and gives you a very personalized research as per what your context is. For me, these are not passion projects. These are not even businesses. These are mission statements with a robust economic engine behind that, because they are built on a very simple model of 3 Trinity points. Number 1, clarity of purpose. As long as a business is clear about who are their customers, what they are offering to those customers, and what's the scale at which they want to serve. And that's the spirit. The second is the alignment of stakeholders, where your customers, your vendors, your communities come together because they are not bound by a transaction, they are bound by a purpose. And that's the second point of alignment, which creates the heart or the culture of an organization. And third is the execution muscle, the governance, the respect which you give, the SOPs, the processes, the norms which you set for the business, because that's where you become persistent. So you execute like a mad person. And these three trinities together attracts capital. And that's what my mission of life has become, to build capital enterprises which can create bottom of pyramid impact. So friends, as we speak, we have listened to each one of the speakers which we have come together today. They had a purpose, a story to tell, an impact to make. But are they individuals, or can they be converted into enterprise? Can they be held with their hand to walk the path of creating that bamboo shoot, which is just 6 inches above the ground and can ready to go 60 feet in matter of no time? As Indians, we have built global enterprises. We have the highest number of CEOs by any community who run multinational organizations. I have also worked with one. We have built scalable businesses for global players. Is it not the time where we actually take our own belief and idea to the globe? Because we were the one who came up with the concept of Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Nirame. So I have this firm belief that if each one of us can have just one thinking where we work as if nothing matters, but क्योंकि अब दुनिया में आए हैं तो कुछ ना कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा, time pass. So might as well work for someone for whom it matters the most. And when you create that feeling in true spirit, you will experience the magic of universe. And that's where is the road to bliss leads to. So any one of you who wants to build an enterprise with this belief, I'm there to serve you. Because for me, nothing matters, yet everything I do has a purpose. Thank you.